Tiwa Savage has spent most of her career being one of the most reliable hitmakers in Afrobeats. For years, her music has been tied to rhythm, momentum, and the expectation that every project must deliver something loud, catchy, and immediately effective. This one is personal, sounds like the moment she decides to step away from that pressure. This album is not built around Afrobeats. Instead, it leans heavily into R&B and soul, with only slight influences of Afrobeats and Amapiano appearing here and there. And that decision is central to understanding the project. From interviews surrounding the album, Tiwa has explained that these songs were written from a deeply personal place. According to her, there are emotions she simply cannot express properly within Afrobeats. R&B and soul give her the space to sit with those feelings rather than rush through them. That intention is felt throughout the album. The production across this one is personal, is restrained and deliberate. Nothing here feels designed to overpower the vocals. The beats are often minimal, allowing the melodies and harmonies to carry the emotional weight. This is an album that prioritizes closeness. It feels like music meant to be listened to alone, late at night, rather than in a crowded room. Vocally, Tiwa makes a very clear choice on this album. She softens her delivery, pulling back on vocal theatrics and instead focusing on tone, texture, and control. The influence of her mentor and longtime idol, Brandy, is immediately noticeable. In fact, there are moments where the resemblance is so close that a listener could easily mistake certain songs for Brandy records. But this influence does not feel accidental or careless. Tiwa isn't trying to become someone else. She is tapping into a vocal tradition that values emotional precision over power. Her harmonies are layered carefully. Her runs are subtle. Even when she stretches notes, it feels conversational rather than performative.
I'm in it for the ride. In life you learn from mistakes.
The album opens emotional doors very quickly. On songs like Angel Dust, Tiwa explores desire as something dangerous and intoxicating. Rather than romanticizing attraction as something safe, she frames it as a risk she knowingly walks into. The song feels unstable in a controlled way, mirroring the emotional uncertainty she's describing. You For Me shifts the energy slightly. It's more settled, more assured. Here, Tiwa sounds comfortable in affection, even confident in it. There's a sense of emotional security in the way she approaches the song, reinforced by subtle cultural references that feel natural rather than decorative.
Say you wanna link on the low. Meet between the sheets on the low. So that no
On the Low, featuring Skepta, deals with secrecy and emotional tension. The song captures what it feels like to be involved in something that exists in the shadows. Rather than dramatize the situation, Tiwa leans into quiet frustration. Skepta's contribution adds contrast without pulling focus. The song remains emotionally grounded in her perspective. Hold It Down continues the theme of intimacy without definition. Tiwa explores commitment that doesn't rely on labels or public acknowledgement. The song feels like a private conversation, driven more by trust and presence than by promises. As the album progresses, themes of impulse and emotional recklessness become more pronounced. 10% captures that late-night urgency where desire overrides responsibility. It's a moment many listeners will find familiar, and Tiwa presents it without judgment. Twisted dives deeper into the messiness of love. Here, passion and conflict exist side by side. Tiwa doesn't present herself as innocent or emotionally superior. Instead, she embraces the idea that attraction can be chaotic and mutually damaging, yet still irresistible. One of the album's emotional centers is Scared of Love. This is Tiwa confronting vulnerability directly. The song addresses the fear that comes with wanting something deeply after being hurt before. There is no neat resolution here. The fear isn't magically cured. It simply exists, acknowledged and spoken aloud.
pray no more. You got me.
Pray No More provides a sense of calm reassurance. It's built around mutual understanding and emotional alignment. Rather than pleading or demanding, the song operates from a place of clarity. Addicted, featuring Taves, frames emotional attachment as familiarity rather than obsession. It's about comfort, routine, and the quiet ways people become dependent on one another over time. The album does allow itself moments of movement. I Will Run Again and For One Night are the clearest examples of Afrobeats and Amapiano influence on the project. But even here, Tiwa does not abandon the album's emotional core. The rhythms invite movement, but the lyrics remain introspective. These songs prove that danceable music does not have to be emotionally empty. You Are Not the First stands out sonically. Driven by electric lead and bass guitar, the song carries a light jazz feel. Tiwa reflects on repeated heartbreak and emotional patterns. Rather than framing herself as a victim, she positions herself as someone learning through repetition, acknowledging her role in the cycle. The album closes with Change, featuring James Fauntleroy. This track serves as emotional closure. Tiwa frames love as something worth evolving for, even when that evolution is uncomfortable. James Fauntleroy's presence strengthens the song's sincerity, making it feel like a genuine conclusion rather than a symbolic ending. Overall, this one is personal, is not an album built for instant impact. It does not chase radio urgency or streaming algorithms. It demands patience. It rewards listeners who are willing to sit with emotion rather than skip through it. This project works because it never feels like it's trying to impress. Tiwa Savage strips away spectacle, leaving behind voice, intent, and vulnerability. It may not be her loudest album, but it is one of her most emotionally honest. And sometimes, that matters more.